Here's another great quote from Nicholas Klein. First, they ignore you. Then, they ridicule you. And then they attack you and want to burn you. And then they build monuments to you. So sometimes new opinions, new views on the world, new philosophies on life, they initially have a bit of a gestation period where people reject them. The first instinct is to reject them. Okay? Actually, my pinned tweet is a quote from Schopenhauer, and it's very similar to this, where, first they ridicule the truth, and then they are violently opposing it, and then they accept it as self-evident. That's kind of a paraphrase of the quote. But, new information, new ideas, new ideologies, new things that come out, they initially do get rejected. They are so perhaps ahead of their time, or so progressive, or so whatever it might be, whatever term you might want to put on it, futuristic, that they go and they create a lot of controversy. There are people that can't accept the new reality placed before them, the new possibilities placed before them. But over time, with the information being transmitted through their brain pathways and assimilated again and again and again, the more evidence they see that it works, that this makes sense, that this is a valid concept, they go ahead and they begin to accept it. They get that confirmation. And then from there, it is the truth. It was a lie. It's a lie. Or that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And then they go, wait a second. It's not so ridiculous, but it's dangerous. This is a dangerous new idea. This is a dangerous new truth. And then they get used to it, and it's self-evident. So that's why I try to keep an open mind. Like, again, I don't like to get too bogged down, and I don't want to live in an echo chamber. I might want to vacation there, have a retreat, but I don't want to live there because I want to be challenged. I want to have my preconceptions about reality challenged. Not all the time. Not all the time. That's why I go on a retreat. I go on vacation to an echo chamber, or I try to keep my feet and my toes and my mind in as many echo chambers as I can stand. Just a window into other perspectives, other modes of thinking. And that way I'm able to, reassess what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, and I can go ahead and I can make a new decision. Like, do I want to change my opinion on X, or do I want to stick with what I know? What I accepted and what works for me. I mean, it's all subjective. We live in a world where a lot of people, they want you to believe there is a right way or a wrong way, right think or wrong think, and there's no in between. But the reality is, the truth lies between. I have a new video out. The truth lies between the right and the left. The right and the left wing in the political realm. And of course, you have the right and the left economically. You have the right and the left socially. These are looking at it in a dualistic manner, a binary manner, is kind of limiting. But it's a very popular framing of reality, and you kind of want to stick with what's well known, what's well accepted, what's easily understandable. You don't want to be reframing things too much. I mean, as you can see, I already do frame certain ideologies and modes of thinking as modern religions because, hey, even the devoutly secular needs something to lean on. But of course, I say, reality and ideology, they run on separate, sometimes interweaving tracks. So sometimes what you believe to be right, that's right, that is definitely the truth. Well, somebody else might look at that and go, you have a lot of faith in that idea. You have a lot of belief in this. However, the evidence that I've seen rejects the notions that you're presenting. My subjective view of this objective fact is different than yours. So it's really, really hard for anybody to come in, like we say, and try to regulate speech, try to regulate ideas, because, you know, it's like Scott Adams talks about the phases of awareness. I'll give you all four. So phase one, of course, is the other side is evil or dumb. Phase two of the phases of awareness is the other side, well, they're deluded. They are deluded. Okay, they're not dumb or evil, but they are misconstruing, they are misunderstanding the situation. Phase three of awareness, of course, is Yanni and Laurel, or two movies on one screen, which is that everybody looks at the world in a different way. Okay? Any two people will look at the world in a different way. And of course, level 4 of awareness is being able to spot the trigger. This is all Scott Adams. I think he did this one last year. But spot the trigger. You know, spot what triggers people. What triggers you? What triggers me? You know, what are these things that make us think a certain way? What make us lead us into a certain perspective? What make us think? Excuse me. So, and he also talks about systems over goals, but that's a different discussion for a different day.